Welcome back to Finding Home, the show where we explore the journeys of people from around the world on our quest to find our own homes. Today's guest is Rihanna.
Hello.
What's life been like lately?
Lately, hectic. Super hectic. I feel I'm a little bit run down, but that's okay. Still powering on. Work is good. Lots of UGC collabs, which I'm happy about. And I guess this month for gigs, like actual shoots, has been pretty chill.
Yeah.
But there's a balance, so it's okay.
So when you say gigs, is that mainly modeling or like acting? Because a lot of people do different things out here. Kind of run us through kind of what you do out here.
So primarily, I'm working as a model. So I guess I would say my sector is mainly beauty, to be honest. So skincare, makeup sometimes, but primarily skincare. And then I'm fortunate enough to also do some commercial work as well.
Okay.
So it could be electronics, so it could be a Samsung commercial.
Okay.
LG. Every now and again, though. That's
Yeah.
not like the main thing.
That's cool. That's cool. What's been like your favorite one that you've done?
I feel like I've been here a while, so I've had quite a few good ones.
Run us through some of them, like maybe like a top 3.
Okay, one I did a couple days ago was actually one of my top. I haven't had such a calm and relaxed environment at work before. We worked outside in nature and just did still photos actually, but of us looking like we're having fun. We're running concepts. So.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that was nice. Just one photographer and his friend, and then a few models, and super chill and friendly.
Yeah, I think that's important, right? Because people have heard that like acting and like that, and modeling in itself is like, most of the acting is kind of toxic, I guess.
Yeah, it can be. It really depends who you come across. I think there are a select few people out here who are still pretty grounded. I'm gonna say I'm one of them.
Okay.
No, I don't think I got carried away. I think I don't sell myself enough, I think.
Really?
Only in the last, I'd say year or so have I even fully claimed being a model.
Okay.
And that's crazy for my timeline, I think.
How long have you been here for?
I guess modeling since 2018.
Damn.
Yeah, I started my career here.
And only in the last year or so you've said you're a model.
I know. I guess that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like I could finally claim it. I feel like I've done enough to be able to say, I think I can say it with my chest.
That's good. Because I feel like I've met people out here who do one shoot and claim to be a model.
I know, and I don't even know if I judge them, I'm just like, you know what, that's their spot. That's how they want to perceive themselves, and that's okay. I'm just in my own lane and claiming things at my own pace, I think.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's the right mentality to have, like stay true to yourself.
Hopefully.
We kind of talked about what you're doing now, but how did it all start? How did you come to Korea and all of that in the beginning?
So I studied Korean at university in London, and I did my exchange program here from 2017 to 2018. I went to Korea University in the language center. That was an experience. I came here not being able to speak at all.
Wow.
And definitely left with the most speaking ability I ever had.
Yeah.
It could only go up, really. It couldn't really get worse.
True.
If it got worse, something would have been really wrong. I don't know. Yeah. That year was interesting. I feel like I did a bunch of odd jobs. I worked in a Greek restaurant in Noksapyeong for a bit. And then I got a streaming job on an app called Suming at the time.
Okay.
And I was like a K-pop streamer host.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would like do a broadcast from my room on like a company laptop I was given.
Okay.
I'd have my own page and I could play music videos so people interact and talk about K-pop content, which was different for me. I was like, this is really exciting.
Was that in Korean or in English?
It was in English, but I was based here obviously, so
Yeah.
I was in my tiny little one room, just like, hey guys, how you doing? So that was fun. I also did a tiny bit of work in a kids cafe, at the time. So I was really dipping my hand into many pots. And then I went to Fashion Week. That's where I feel like it really started. Okay. A friend of mine at the time just said, why not go to Fashion Week? And I was like, what's that? Because I had no inclination for fashion modeling, any of that out here. Just went and gave it a go. And I feel like I look crazy in hindsight with what I decided to put on. But some photographers took my pictures. I uploaded it onto Instagram with some hashtags. I definitely was one of the first people to use the hookin' model hashtag.
Okay.
Which is like black model out here. That's what it just means, black model. And I got some traction and started to get a few DMs, and I started to do collaboration work.
Wow.
So that was my intro to modeling out here and being in that space.
And you went to Fashion Week just as a spectator, right? Or
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I didn't go to a show or anything. I feel like Fashion Week now, I don't know if you've ever been here.
Not here.
Okay, it happens in like 2 seasons. The seasons have changed now, but it used to be kind of one in spring, one in autumn. And for the spring segment, I went, and there's a massive ramp, and it was filled with photographers. People really came and like in really ornate ensembles that they had made or like curated, and it was really cool to see and just admire people's fashion at the time. I wasn't very fashion forward at all in that moment. I'm still not sure if I really am now, but definitely doing better than I was then. And it was just a nice space to, I don't know, take it all in. It was very much a creative space and a place where you could be expressive.
Yeah, I feel like Seoul is very much that though. Like it's a very creative place, and no one really judges anyone for how they express their creativity. Do you feel like that differs from like London, would you say?
It's a hard one. I feel like everyone has their own idea of what expression and creativity looks like. In my opinion, in London, it seems a bit more subdued, even though to the individual it could feel like a very bold statement. But it could just honestly just be wide leg pants and a vintage jacket. And nothing's wrong with no, but like nothing's wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily bold print, bright colours. I wouldn't necessarily associate that with most people in England. I feel like when I go back, I'm normally one of the people wearing the brightest pieces. I love a like monochromatic look, whether it's like purple, blue, orange. I tend to have a lot of bright pieces. Wow. Not today, but here we are. And out here, I think they were more colourful in the past. When I used to go to Fashion Week before, I'd see some crazy looks.
Yeah.
All colours, all fabrics, sequins, whatever, name it. And now I feel like it's become a lot more chic and subdued. Greys, blacks, slightly less expressive in that sense. It's like vibrancy.
That's interesting. I feel like just the world generally is becoming more subdued. Like if you look at everything, like fashion, architecture, like any aspect where there's design and creativity, I feel like where there used to be a lot of color and like artisan and like details, it's now the opposite. Like it's like a minimal world, right?
I definitely feel like we're moving into a monolithic society for sure. I'm trying my best not to fall into that entirely. I think you can't help it. If society is moving in one way, you do kind of tend to go with it. A part of you goes with it, at least, whether it just be 20% of you, 30% of you, a bit of you is given. And then there are those who are really running with the 90% of what everyone else is doing. Yeah. So I'm trying not to lose individuality just for the sake of, I guess, fitting the mold, whatever that mold may be.
That's true. But I think as part of that, it sounds like that's helped you in your career out here and in who you are as well anyway. Like being able to stand up and be proud of who you are. Like even like you said, being the first people, one of the first people to use like the black model hashtag, like you're really standing true on who you are and letting that be your statement. That's you. And that's very cool to hear.
Thank you. It's not easy at all. But yeah, I don't know, trying to live my truth as best as I can out here.
Kind of touching on that then, like in Korea, I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but like what is the industry like as a whole of like modeling? Like anyone that's like an aspiring model or an aspiring actress as well, like because I know that in the industry here it seems to overlap a little bit. That's why I say the two. What is kind of like, give them a rundown of what the industry looks like and what they can expect, maybe some things that are, some pitfalls to look out for, things like that.
I would say just be hyper realistic of your chances before you come out here and just say, oh, I've seen some other people modeling, I can be a model too. I've never seen this phenomenon anywhere else. I feel like it's a very Korea specific thing of people like, oh, this person's modeling. I think it's because the foreign models out here don't necessarily look like runway models, which is what most people would associate with what a model is. If you're just to ask anyone, some random person on the street, what's a model to you? They'd probably state, I don't know, a Hadid sister or something, someone tall, super slender. And out in Korea, we're seeing people modeling who don't necessarily look like that, including myself, on the more normal side, I suppose, whether that's build, facially, like anything. And I think that's what's encouraging people to come here more. But I would say this is just not an easy job overall. Done it for a really long time. And I've really tried to build myself up and try and stay memorable, stay active, stay on top of my image, how I present myself, my social media. And I think solely because of that and for how much effort I've put in is why I've been able to survive as long as I have and still maintain relevancy enough and live solely off this job. But I would say 95% of models that come out of it, come to Korea to model, can't sustain themselves fully off of this job at all. You can't. It's really saturated at the moment. Just to be completely realistic, it's saturated. If I'm telling you, like, if you don't work on your social media, I just don't know what to say. I'm not really sure how you're going to be seen, how you're going to be pushed. Hashtags, kind of everything at the moment. That's how brands will discover you. And even then, are you sure your image is right with Korea? It might sound harsh, but again, it is modeling. It was never supposed to be everyone can do it, right? It is a very exclusive feels a bit harsh. slightly less exclusive in Korea, but typically known to be an exclusive job, right? So just make sure you're kind of on point with how you look, how you present yourself, and selling yourself too. Even if you might not necessarily have a stereotypical look that you think would work here, it's very possible if you find the right niche and angle. Pitfalls of the job, I feel like I have to be careful because there's defamation laws out here. It's true.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I was like, try and cover your back and make sure you obtain contracts, I would say, with your jobs. Make sure there's full disclosure with rates. Feel free to ask around to other models about what rates seem reasonable, because a lot of people come out here accept super, super low rates that should never be accepted. And it does drag down the rates for all models across the board. And then we get taken advantage of more. So just be wary of that. Try and help maintain the industry standard. I know it's really tempting if you get a job offer to want to accept it and be like, oh, it's great for my portfolio, or I don't have a portfolio, so this would be incredible for me. It's a chance, you know, it's a foot in the door. But try not to do it at the expense of everyone else, because it ultimately will come back to you too. If you keep accepting low rates, you're not really going to save or get anywhere. I've heard a lot of people come in fresh and be like, oh, yeah, I've got jobs, but I'm not really making anything. I'm like, well, what rates are you accepting, you know? If you're going to take £30 an hour, it's not correct, is it?
That's very true. That's very true.
It's not even to judge harshly. It's just to, again, it works out for the best for all of us if you just try and do things more by the book.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like the industry itself, as you said, it's a very like niche space, and it kind of being here and I'm meeting you and a few other models, like everyone knows everyone in the space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when people start accepting lower, then that brings down everyone, like you said, and it impacts everybody. So I guess leading from that, then do you think the community is quite strong out here? Like, how would you compare, like, I guess leading from that as well, like, what is it like having like a social life out here? Like, what are friendships like, things like that? Because I've experienced, and people I've spoken to have experienced, like kind of fleeting friendships because people are always leaving, coming and going. What about you? Like, what have you experienced?
I feel like I've been on the luckier side. I don't think I've lost too many people. Really? Probably got less than 10. Wow. And I feel like I've socialized quite a bit out here. I think I know the majority of people at least, or at least try to be friendly with most people that I come across, new faces, old faces, I don't know. It doesn't hurt to be kind, right?
That's true.
Are we a strong community? I'm going to say no. No, I think subsections can be strong, like certain groups, people who've been here longer, maybe have a slight more solidarity or more strength to be able to maintain their own personal standards. It's really hard to maintain your personal standards and what you want out of the job, whether it's rates or relationships with clients, when new faces potentially come in and kind of undermine it when they do accept these lower rates, for example, or give these companies free rein to treat us badly. It's very possible. So yeah, I think we're fragmented. Also, we're not really encouraged to be a community here because we can't really have a union, you know, with this job. I think that lack of worker, I guess, safety preservation also can be a shortcoming.
Because obviously you're working freelance as a model, right? So there's no really set salaries or like set rates that are being given to you every month, and that's why you said it can be. People come out here expecting to make all this money, and then you're like, oh, I made £100 this month.
I've had so many, I see it all the time. People are like, I'm not really working. I was like, you know, you've been here like 2 minutes and you haven't tried to learn how this thing really works out here. I don't understand why you came with this amount of expectations. Because people have come here, they've asked me prior to coming here, what's the layout? I tell them the layout, very frank with them. And it's not to deter them, it's just to really make sure they think about every possible outcome for themselves. Know that if you've got no portfolio, no experience, and you don't typically look like if you're a bit out of the norm of what a Korean company would want to hire for a shoot, don't be surprised if you're not working off the bat. You might have to graft a bit. That's all. So, and also my story is not going to be your story. And that's, again, not to be disparaging. It's just a fact. I don't expect my story to look like anyone else's story who came before me either. You do have to kind of mold your own path, but with advice and knowledge from those who came before you. Wow. So I just wish people would ground themselves a tiny bit more and also not expect so much with putting so little in. Yeah, I would say that.
That's very well said. Yeah, I think it's very important, like with anything you do, like not just modeling, like you need to have the right expectations and not set the bar or your expectations too high, because then you have a long way to fall, coming back down, obviously. And like you said, you have to graft, but in any industry you're gonna have to graft. So I don't know why I suspect that it's because people see people like you said that don't look like runway models, and they might think in like an arrogant way that, oh, I'm better looking, or I'm more conventionally pretty or whatever, and then they think they can come here and suddenly be the next like Bella Hadid or whatever. But as you said, that's not the reality. You have to really put in effort, and like social media is a big part of that.
Yeah.
And even like you said yourself, this month has been good for like UGC. So what has that been like out here in Korea, kind of the whole UGC scene out here? Because that's a big thing worldwide at the moment.
Yeah, to be honest, social media is the way forward, it seems. I don't really think we can escape that being something we're going to have to lean into more. And I definitely have. I tried to get a bit ahead of the curve here, actually charge for my content. A lot of brands would send out initially products for free. It would be an exchange. I'll give you products and then you make this video for me and or pictures. And that's the exchange. After a while of doing that, I don't know, I tried to actually improve my video and editing skills, I suppose. I tried to showcase the products in a better way, put in more hours, try and learn different angles. I'm not perfect by any means, but I definitely have improved markedly with my video curation. So I think because of that, I've been able to now, you know, create a rate card for myself. And I only do paid collaborations. I don't accept collaborations where I don't actually like the products also, to be honest. I've had a few of that I've said no to. So I'm like, yeah, I just don't actually support what that is. So I'm not completely lacking moral compass.
That's good.
I do actually like the products that I do make videos for. I just like making fun videos. And I think brands seem to like that. They can see I put some effort into it. And yeah, I'm building myself in that way. That's a secondary income for me now. Modeling. And it still falls within the purview of my visa.
No, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to do for myself. And I would also say to other people too, make sure you bear in mind, if you come on the E6 visa, this entertainment visa, you do have to only rely on work within that category. Realistically, it's illegal for you to do like bar jobs or things. I don't judge the people that do it. A lot of people do it. Majority of people do it.
We don't know them, by the way. We don't know them.
I'm not naming anybody, but I'm just saying
them,
majority of people do work outside the purview of their visa because it is so hard to generate a stable income every single month. Even for me too, I have no idea how much I'm going to make on a month-to-month basis, right? It's literally throwing hope out to that atmosphere and hoping that my portfolio pays off or my work ethic has done enough for me to generate income every single month.
Yeah. No, it's impressive that you managed to sustain yourself for so long.
I don't know how I've done it, man. I'm actually, I was talking to a friend earlier and I was like, I was going to say, we started this a silly little job, but I don't literally mean it's silly. It's just it's crazy to be doing this, having a full income off of it, but also not knowing how much that income will be. Yeah, it's very varied.
It makes it very different, your experience, to anyone else's that might come out here. And everyone's experience, obviously, as you said, is different. Their stories are different, what they do. But like, how you've experienced Korea is very different to how, let's say, someone else that's doing like a professional job, or more professional job, traditionally professional job, as opposed to like
corporate.
entertainment, corporate or something like that. It's always going to be a different experience. So like, how do you think having such a creative job has enabled you to like find your home, find yourself? Like, was there another route?
Do you know, I just never foresaw myself being in this field of work ever. Ever. I used to watch America's Next Top Model religiously as a kid, but never in that timeline of watching the shows on episodes did I ever think or imagine myself behind the camera, ever. I was just like, oh, this is a really cool show. That is the extent of it. So for me to now be doing this I still find it insane. I was going to be a lawyer. That was my thing. It was my dream since I was a kid. I was, I'm going to go to uni, I'm going to study law, I'm going to come out, and I'm going to go into tax law, and it's going to be a great, stable life.
Wow.
And then I guess my friend introduced me to Korean culture. I was like 15, 16, and it was a music video.
Of course.
It's something simple, trivial, light, and you get into it, and then I delved into the culture, then wanted to study at uni, and it just snowballed into this whole thing, and I ended up moving out here after graduating and pursuing this. And I think it's because this job gives me freedom outside of a 9-to-5, which I never knew was accessible before coming here. And I definitely think that's what shaped this path and made me want to settle down here, or at least give a portion of my life to Korea. And plus the job being so free and it being creative and being able to mold yourself in whichever way you can, it was such a freeing experience for me, which I didn't expect. Yeah, this job gives you liberties to have free time too and enjoy yourself. I've done a hell of a lot of things out here, outside of work, just activity-wise.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lived a really full life and I don't have any regrets. Even though I feel like it's time to leave now, but I don't leave here with regrets. I leave here feeling like I accomplished something.
Wow, it's very powerful.
I don't know.
But I think like that mentality though, that when you find an interest in something, to just chase it and like give it your all, that's what's allowed you to be so successful. Like you said, like it was a one music video that might have snowballed into this entire thing just from that one starting point, and it shows like the butterfly effect or whatever like you believe in like the universe, whether it's like God's plan or anything like that, whatever your personal beliefs are. It shows you that like anything is really possible. If you commit to it and you put yourself to it and you really trust yourself, you can really do anything you want. And I think that's like a strong message that you've set the standard. You've set a very high bar for yourself and for those that are coming after you. And I think especially like being from like an ethnic group as well, like ethnic minority group, being able to achieve this much in somewhere like Korea, which is traditionally quite homogenous and not as accepting of people like us, I think is even more inspiring for other people. And I guess leading from that then, my question is kind of, has that ever been an issue here? Like race or like being an ethnic minority out here, how has that been how has that changed over the years? Because you've been here a while as well. Like, has that ever been an issue at all?
Well, there was just a lot less jobs to begin with. I think there were way less black people out here when I first came. And I definitely think that was a massive aid to me even starting this career, to be honest, being able to get on any type of trajectory to be where I am now. And I'm thankful for that I came at that time where there was that gap in the market. There definitely was an element of feeling like a token black model on shoots to begin with. And as I've seen Korea growing over time and brands being more inclusive as well of diverse models, regardless of whatever their aim is or their reason is for having us there, we're still there, you know. And it's becoming a case of more and more jobs need to have a black face there. So that's also how I've been able to generate more and more income over the year, sell myself and also the market opening up too. So I guess I would say tokenism to feeling necessary was the biggest trajectory change that I could see here. That's how I feel.
We've spoken about a lot of things here. It's really inspiring. Like I think a lot of people are going to see this and feel inspired and really, not just to come to Korea, to do anything in life. The whole point of the show is obviously to show people that you can do anything. And you've really done that with your career and yourself out here. So you should be proud of yourself. But 2 questions. First question, is Korea home?
No, it's not. I think Korea was, at least for me, Korea was home for a time, and it gave me more character development than I think I can even begin to put into words or attribute, but it's really been life-changing, me being here, and I think it set me up for my next stage in life. That's invaluable.
And the second question I had, what is one final piece of advice you can give to anyone out there who might be feeling lost or lacking direction in life?
I don't know, I'm still figuring out myself on a day-to-day basis, but I feel like I've still achieved good things along the way, and they can too. It's just a matter of still strive ahead even when you feel like you're lost. There's always something that could be worse. You could always be in a worse situation, and I think me always thinking that, always bringing myself back to that. Not great, could be worse, or I'm doing all right, and it's still not the worst possible situation out there. I think always having that comparative always helps balance me out and makes me keep going forward, and I think it's a mentality that can help a lot of people. Not having a victim mentality, but you can sit in your emotions. Sit in your emotions, yes, for a time, but then you have to cut that off and then push forward. I think that's the best advice I can give to people.
Always look for the positives in life and be thankful for what you have.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's all right to be negative. That's also a very valid emotion too. Just don't let it consume you. I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah, deal with those emotions head on, but know that you're going to become a better person for it. So cheesy, but I feel like people say there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. But it's true.
It is true.
You can't see it in the moment when it's so cloudy and dark, to be honest, but once you come out of it, and time is a healer, for sure, I don't know, you're just like, oh, I can't believe I was ever that person who dwelled in this or who felt like I was never going to be out of the situation. And the next thing you know, you're flourishing and you're having the best year of your life. I've been there and done it, so I'm telling you guys, you can come back from it.
Thank you very much.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for watching. I'll make sure to put up all of the links to follow for Rihanna up on the screen. Make sure you like, you comment, subscribe, and share this with a friend. And stay tuned. We've got a lot of more episodes coming soon. Yeah, thank you. Stay blessed. And see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.
That's all right.